What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today's review is the 2000 drama film Requiem For a Dream. First requested to me by Ryan Knox, co-written and directed by Darren Aronofsky, and based on the 1978 novel of the same name written by Hubert Selby Jr., Requiem For a Dream follows four characters in Brooklyn whose lives all get progressively worse as they become overwhelmed by their drug addictions. We watch two young men, a mother, and a young woman all go to great lengths in order to just survive. In a desperate attempt to either transform themselves or simply get their fix, these four addicts all go down deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole as their addictions control their lives. Alright, so Requiem For a Dream is, let's call it a crazy movie, because right after I finished watching it, I went directly to Twitter and posted about how it's one of the darkest movies I've ever seen before ever. I definitely stand by that statement, and if you've ever seen the film, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those that haven't, the reason I say this movie is dark is because generally speaking, things only worsen for the four main characters as their addictions become more severe. Instead of this inspirational story where the characters join together and beat their addiction together, you get something else entirely. You watch them be ruled by it and controlled by it, to the point where they would literally do just about anything to get their fix. What this film does is show you the perspective and lifestyle of a struggling addict, and it tells the story from their point of view. I especially liked how frantic everything feels. A lot of times they relay these feelings through the editing and the cinematography. They'll either dramatically slow up or dramatically speed down footage or audio, or compose shots in a really awkward and just unsettling fashion that's just designed to make you feel like the addicts themselves feel. Even when they light up and get high, the filmmakers go through the process of showing you how it transforms the characters and how it changes their perception of the real world. This is also one of the most tragic films I've watched, because when I see these four characters, I don't see inherently bad people. I see people that have become so caught up in their addictions or in the pursuit of some greater purpose that they find themselves in way over their heads. I also think that's one of the running themes of the film as well, that we all have an addiction to something. We're all junkies for something. And sometimes that obsession and addiction can lead us to detach ourselves from the real world and the people closest to us. Regardless, I thought the four actors in Jared Leto, Marlon Wayans, Jennifer Connelly, and Ellen Burstyn were outstanding. I've seen very few addict performances that felt as real and as genuine as what these four delivered in this film. I think that generally speaking, Jared Leto and Ellen Burstyn are the two main characters, if there are any, so to speak. It follows all four individually, but I'd say that these two get the most screen time and they impress me personally the most. I think they really relate a sense of desperation and helplessness that really hooked me and honestly captivated me. This is another one of those train wreck movies that you just can't look away from. And I also think this is probably the best and most effective content you could show kids in a high school health class if you wanted to scare them into not doing drugs, because this movie shows what it can be like, and it sure as hell ain't pretty. But I want to discuss the development of the four characters a little bit more. What I liked about the film's approach to character development is that it doesn't feel very formulaic, and oftentimes it doesn't even feel like a movie. It feels more like a very gritty documentary that's designed to illustrate just how crazy life can get for these drug addicts, and how becoming addicted to these drugs can legitimately control your very existence. The actions that the characters take and the lengths they go just to get their fix is remarkable to watch, and I'm sure there's probably some truth to how it's depicted on screen. A lot of films try to have some sort of identifiable traits in the protagonist or the ensemble cast, but Requiem For a Dream takes a very different approach. It instead elects to give you a front row seat to the chaos and destruction of this very specific type of lifestyle. This is another one of those type of films that I found myself very uncomfortable watching because of just how gritty and unfiltered it is. I mean, you see some crazy shit in this movie, and I think it's all the better for it, honestly. If it felt like it was holding back, it wouldn't feel as honest, and that would certainly be a problem for this very specific type of story. On the same token though, this is not going to be a movie that everyone enjoys. Considering the imagery can be at times very graphic and the themes very dark, some people will likely find it too uncomfortable and too depressing and probably just turn it off. And that leads me into my one con for this film. I think that at times I lost a little focus, because I felt like we were getting a lot of the same. And I totally get that's the point, to accurately depict an addict's lifestyle and show the repetition in the dysfunction. But I just found myself losing a little bit of focus every so often, because I felt like the film goes through a lot of the same motions over and over. Sometimes this is really effective, others can be, just a little repetitive and boring. But with that said, there's one more positive thing I have to say about this movie. The score is excellent. It felt so dark and so intense, and I think it does a fantastic job helping you slide into the shoes of these addicts. The fact that it's so unsettling and so unnerving lends itself to the dark tones of the story and the lives the characters lead. I thought the score was excellent. Overall though, I thought Requiem For a Dream had excellent, unsettling visuals and editing, terrific acting from its four main actors, a unique approach to character development, and awesomely dark music. As for the cons, just one. I found the film to be a tad repetitive, but maybe that's just me, who knows. Overall, I'm going to give Requiem For a Dream a 9 out of 10, and generally recommend you check it out, but only if you can handle the super dark story. definitely prepare yourself for some craziness if you're gonna watch it, because, you know, just know yourself and your taste. That's all I gotta say. So have you guys seen Requiem for a Dream yet? What did you think of it? And if not, let me know why not. And if you have seen it, let me know how you interpreted the themes. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. That's all for now though. This is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next video.